All right. So now let me remove these links again so we all understand what I am trying to say. For those links, right? What we want to do, like I said, is that I want to have uh, those lines under it, right? For me to get those lines, someone saying device text decoration. Let us try the text decoration. Let's see what we have. If you use text decoration, what happens is that so text decoration of underline, we can actually use text decoration of underline. So if you check it out now, you have lines under it, right? Now, having those lines under it, it is not exactly visible as the border that we had. Yes, there are underlines here, right? But it's not visible. What we need is borders to make sure that okay, everybody knows this is line. We need it to look nice and better. So that's why I'm using what a border, right? Then we use the border bottom, not just any border bottom, because you don't want it to cover the full width of that element, just the bottom. So we use a border bottom. We'll give it 2 pixels, right? A solid color and a black color. Sorry, a solid line and a white color. Now, after saving it up, now we should have a well-defined line rather than the underline that we'll be using. You understand? Now, apart from that, it still doesn't look good like this. It's not looking good. We need to make sure that everything stretches far left and far right. Which brings me to the next point. We're now going to be giving it a width of 100 VH. Now, VW rather. If I say 100 VW, what I have just said is that everything is not going to have that width. So that particular line is not going to have a width of what 100 VW. So it's going to take up the full width on that line. I'm going to explain on that line. Now, another thing is that we need to make sure that what these texts are centralized. So we can give it a text align of what center. Text align of what of center. Now, as you can see, they are now all centralized. Now, this VW is something that you need to understand. I've explained it before, but probably I've not touched much on it. And I need everybody to listen to this, like important. Now, when we're talking about box model, we talked about pixels, right? Pixels. That's measurement, that's px. We also talked about rem. Remember that I said one rem, when I said one rem equals to how many pixels? 16 pixels. I'm trying to try. Okay. Now we said one rem equals to how many pixels? 16 pixels. Then we also have other measurements. We have percentages, which is what your normal percent. That's the icon for it, right? Percentages. Then we also have what? We now have viewport. And under viewport, we have what? View width, which is VW, and view height, which is VH. We need to all understand this. Now, I'm assuming everybody understands pixels and rem. I'm very sure. Even if you don't understand, I have to go back and read on that. Percentages is basically saying that, okay, I need to take a particular amount of percent in that particular section or element. So if I say 100%, it is going to be 100% that is allocated to that particular section. Now, let me explain what I'm trying to say. Let me change this view width to percentages. Let me remove this 100. Now, as you can see, note what is here. Can you see what is here? If I now say 100%, note what is going to happen. What happened? It's increased, right? right? But what happened is that it only took 100% of the total amount of space it can ever acquire, or it can that particular place can ever have, if that makes sense. So if this particular ant is supposed to grow from year to year, and I say 100% of this particular ant, it cannot exceed this length. That's 100%. So even if my hand is like this before, if I say I'm of 100%, I can only stretch to that particular percentage of 100%. But now if I say view width or viewport, viewport is now relative to that particular screen size rather than what the element size. Let me explain it again. Viewport is now related to what the screen size. If I say 100 view width, I'm saying 100% of the width of the screen, not 100% of what the element size. Please, do we understand what I just said? Again, viewport is relative to what that particular screen rather than what element size. 100% of my hand means I'm stretching 100%, right? But if I say 100%, I have to take 100% of this space. That means I have to go very big to fill the width of this particular place. That is what viewport and percent. That's the difference of viewport and percentages. Now, viewport has two elements on that, two properties. You have view width and you have view height. View height is saying is taking up 100% or any amount of percent that I give to it of the page. View width is only taking up 100% or whatever percentage you give to it of the width of that particular square. Now, when I now change this from percentage to view BW, what am I saying? Take up 100% of the whole width of that particular element in the page. You understand now? So now that is why it is taking up 100% of the width, rather than just the amount of percentage required for it to I hope viewport and percentage are not clear. Is it clear to everybody? It's time manual. Is it clear? So now that is what your viewport and your view width is talking about. So now this looks better. I think everybody understands it. I will be able to pull down. I mean, so now, but one thing that I just want is that I think there should be a little space under each of these lines. I feel like it's too close to each of the links. So we can give it a padding button, right? Can just give it a padding button of like 0.5 rem. Now, if you check it out now, it should look better. Can you see it now? It looks better. So I can now click on it or this thing. Do you understand? Is this clear to us now? Or we still have a lot of doubts here and there? Mr. David, is it clear to you now? Mr. Bucci, Mr. Kelvin, Mr. Emmanuel. What about you, Ms. Philo? You are still having doubts, or it's clear, or it's not clear. Okay. Those online, Mr. Pius, Mr. Shego, Mr. Sosa, is it clear to you too? Mr. Sosa joined it. Okay. So now that is that about that section. Let's move to the next section. Although I still like to give this some styling, but let's just leave it. Although we've done the best we can. Now, one thing that I still think we should do is we should reduce this particular space between this download button and this space. But apart from that, we should also reduce the height. So instead of 90, I was going to give it 80, but let's give it 70 instead. To reduce this, yeah. Oh no, that's very bad. So let's give it 80. And let's see what we have. So 80 works fine, but I think this bottom can be like 4 rem instead. Drop it, in fact, 3 rem. Better. Then this one can come down a little bit. Yeah. Bottom of, where's it? Yeah, Let's give it one rem instead. Home a little bit down. The next one can be two rem, bottom of two rem. I think this is better. So honestly, I do not think this download TV needs moving. Who, who still thinks it needs moving? This download TV, I think it is best in this place, right? If you look, I don't know, no, you can, I can have a maybe if anyone has an opposing idea, you can try it out. If you tell me that, no, it actually looks better, yeah, I'll put it there, we'll check it out, see. Top price, right? Should we try it? Sorry? Hamburger menu. Yeah. No, I'm not going to do it. The reason I'm not going to do it is because I don't want to confuse us with JavaScript right now. So the best thing is to work on it's understand CSS HTML. Hmm? Yes, a button. Yes, you give it the button HTML, but how do you now make it work? That's functionality now. It's JavaScript. So now let us try putting this download TV at the top right to see if it's going to give us a better well, I think we don't have to, but let us try it. So if you say nav WTN, which is where those buttons are, I'm giving it a position of relative. Then can give it the bottom of 2rem. So let's just check what we have now. Okay, it's moving. Let's give it the bottom of 10rem instead. You know what? Instead of 10rem, right? I'm going to give it bottom of 50% so that it's going to be faster while moving. Okay, let's give it 90%. Okay, it's too much. It's okay. 7, 85. This should work for now. All right, good. Now let us take it back to the right. So give it a left of like 70%. That's cool. Let's give it left of 40, 20, 25, 28, 27. So curiosity, to satisfy our curiosity, is this better than it's been? So which one do you prefer? The bottom should be down, right? So eh? Bottom. Okay, you want to try bottom right, have you? So you now put it here, right? The thing is that buttons like this should actually be in the center. And why should it be at the center? Because, okay, no, let us try bottom right. So you see what I'm saying. So I'm going to say position of relative. I'm going to remove bottom just to give it left of 27. See. So first of all, it is not, it looks too complicated, especially for the users, right? Yeah, it's distracting. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be distracting them, and then it is not exactly well, it's not well aligned because the one that is here is smaller than this one. If they're at the same size now, you put them like that, it might still look a little bit okay. So the best is for this to be in the middle at the center. So we'll have to go ahead and put everything back at the center. So okay. we have them now. So that is that about the nav bar. So now we've been able to recreate the nav bar. Now, if I go ahead and check it out on the desktop view, what are we gonna have? See it on the desktop view. See that it is different from what we have. Very different. So, but because of that media query, it automatically recognizes that okay, the desktop has to be different from the what? From the mobile. Right? Sorry? I just press this puzzle side. Press it, then you should see mobile simulator. Try it out and see. Can I see it? Go to the this kind. Go to your code. I see your now. Click on this. That's Get it. That's it. Okay. So now we've been able to work on the end, right? So on the nav bar, the next thing that we need to do is just work on this header part. So how do we work on the header part? So I was going to say, oh, let's take it as an assignment. But let me give us that. Let me just explain this so that it won't be as if Mr. Paul only gives assignments. No, let me do something like this. So first of all, I need to remove this head. I'm not going to be working on the hamburger menu for us now. Maybe when we get to JavaScript, I might do it, but trust me, after explaining some things in JavaScript, I will even expect you to go ahead and implement the hamburger menu yourself because JavaScript is a principled language. Once you understand certain things, you can do anything. Once you understand the principles, you can do anything with it. So I'm expecting that, okay, after explaining, so even just with one alone in JavaScript should give you the knowledge required to do this thing yourself. And I'm not, it's very, very, it's very, very, yeah, we'll do that in JavaScript. Just with one alone, in fact, both of you should be able to do this thing. You're able to do this thing right now. But just with one alone should give you the necessary knowledge on how to play about it. But for now, we'll just go ahead and leave it. Now let us move back. A moment. Now, I said this thing is actually overflowing heavily. And what do I mean by overflowing heavily? Look at the space at this right. There is we're not supposed to have white spaces like this, and it's not supposed to move like that, right? So what we need to do is that we need to find out the reason why it's overflowing. And I think the reason is pretty much obvious. Because this image is too big that it is now coming over to this place. So we need to find a way to reduce the image size or at least make sure that these things are not side by side like this. Now, first to that, I do not think it makes any sense to have text and images side by side on a mobile view. Things like this should be on top of each other. Yeah, the image coming first, or what the text coming first. But in this case, text first before the image. So to do that, image and text, they need to be on top of each other. What do we have to change? Flex direction of colon, right? Good. Now, but just to actually now in your desktop, see that it is more, right? That's just to tell you that once you have a good foundation, it is easier to tweak things for different devices. So you won't have to write as much code as you did before. Just tweak things on different devices. All right. That's about that. Now moving on, right? We have the now. Now let us move on to the header. Now on the header, right, we are going to change it from flex direction of row towards a flex direction of column. So if you check it out now, image and they're now going to be on top of each other. Now as you can see, it looks better, well organized, right? But there's also one issue that we have, and the issue is that this should not be. It should not be on the mobile. It doesn't make any sense this way. So we need to remove this clip part on the mobile. Yes, we're going to still have it on the desktop, but on the mobile, I do not think it is something we need to have, right? So we can remove this on the mobile. So to remove it, all you have to do is just say clip part, just clip part, then give it none. So now if you check it out now, we will automatically remove the clip part on the mobile. Now, as you can see, it is no longer, it is still giving us that a little bit of overflow, but it's not as much as the other one. And I think what's giving us this overflow should be our margin of padding, or better still, it should be our image. So look at this place. So now see the image, see where the image is coming out from. So as you can see, the image is giving us a little bit of overflow. Now, how do we remove this? How do we remove that? Hmm? No. We're still having an overflow on our mobile, on our header, because of this image. See, the image is cutting out a little bit here. We can reduce the image. So we can resize the image. So to resize the image, we can just say, where's the image here? So the image is under where? Header.images, then img. Good. So we cannot say header.images and img. So we can just say width of 300 pixels. Now, as you can see, I think it looks better now. There is no more overflow to the right. But there's one more thing that we might need to put into consideration. Is this 10 plus years of experience good, or should we just put it right here? So we need to move it away from here to this place. So to do that, same way you've been doing it before, so you have to do the same. So that should be I think it should be header.images.text, right? So we have to do the same thing. So we have header.images.text, right? It already has a position of absolute. So we can just say left, or reduce the left to like 20%. Now, if you check it out now, what do you have? Okay, I think you should be right. Right, give it right of 30% rather. I don't think we are targeting the right. Okay, it's not text, it should be text. I was looking at it like, so let's change to left, then 20. Now, if you check it out now, okay, it is moving, Well, we have a problem. Okay, instead of left, let's use right and let's see what we have. Hmm. There's a problem, and the problem should be from the mark speed. So let's check the mark speed. Hmm. Let's see what we have. No, I'm going to change the position to relative instead. All right, but I think relative is better. So relative, left, right of 90. Let's do it left of 20 instead. So now it's working. Let's check left of 10. Left of 1%. So I think this is better, right? Well, let me remove this one. Let's see what we have. Okay. Just a moment. Let me see if I can join again. Okay, we're back on now. So now as I give it, after giving it a bottom of 200, let's give it 180 instead. I think that 200 is too much. Give it 180 pixel. Let's do 160. Now this is better. Now, how everybody is not just looking at me. What am I doing? Everybody's actually just looking at me. Okay. Eh? I should just give you as an assignment. All right. So I'm gonna explain this again. So looks like everybody. Are we all tired? Yeah. Oh, you've been here since 8 a.m. Oh, okay, I understand. Back end, Abby. What did you guys do today? You created a server. You did next.js.